Welcome back, everyone, to Aether Eternius, Dark Side of the Foundry. It's been a little while. I have recovered from COVID. Just have a little bit of a cough, so I apologize if I wind up coughing into the mic today. I'll try my best. But last time we left off, you guys made it through further into the catacombs underneath the Palace of Wonderland. Didn't really find too much in terms of anything dangerous outside of a very nasty serpentine creature behind a stone door, which you probably left alone. Smart. But as you begin delving further in, you start discovering more and more little trinkets here and there, but something else more disturbing began to come to light. In one particular room, you started finding evidence that not only has the court mage been up to no good, but it seems that he's been either endorsed or was directly helping your little friends known as the guild. Which, that always turns out well, doesn't it? More specifically, it seemed that he had been directly corresponding with what you had assumed to be, considering the note left behind on one of the letters as E, as Enel, one of the guild's top members that has given you some trouble in the past. Continuing through, you found a strange trapped room that flipped on its head every time you seemed to touch the skeleton that was attached to the ceiling or attached to the floor, and eventually made your way down to the lower levels of the catacombs. It was much hotter down here, a little toasty, you would say. You could even hear lava bubbling below the surface. After a very silly trapped room that pretty much just involved trying to scare you while testing your patience, you eventually made it into what looked to be almost a cathedral-looking area. There was a massive three-headed skeleton that had charred bones. It was sort of held underneath the lava pits over these large archways by magical chains. Tiberius had noticed that these magical chains were connected to lines along the wall that led up to a smaller room toward the back. But as you guys followed the chamber and into the hall, you found that the door to a small room was left ajar. Inside, where you had expected probably to meet the court mage, instead you found a room that had not seen much use in some time, including the corpse of said mage on his bed. And that's where we pick back up today. Now, the room itself has a musty odor of iron and rot that seemed to be mostly emanating from the carpet itself. But more importantly, Tiberius, last time you had reached into a small wall panel that you had found and had removed a crystal from its containment.
Of course.
This caused all the magical lines that were heading along the room and out the door to completely fade away. All while all of you felt a low rumbling under your feet as a result. Now, what would you like? I would like you all to actually roll initiative for me. This is not for any combat. This is so I can keep an eye on you guys as you go about investigating the room or whatever you would like to do.
Don't forget to click the tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Not for initiative, Nova says.
Jesus.
I call shenanigans.
It's amazing it rolled. Hold on. Let me just make sure everyone's is. What the heck just happened? Did the turnover double?
No.
It looks doubled on my end. What the hell? Okay,
Refresh.
We gotta get Noah Foundry.
I know.
Give it Nova.
What the hell? There's some of you that are unnamed on the list. Why is there 3 Tiberius in the turn order?
Mirror image.
Oh my god, I'm seeing triple 6 Tibs.
This is bizarre. Alright, well, I'll just ignore it for now. Freyas, you feel the rumbling in the ground, but you don't see what caused it.
Well, first things first. Where's Flix?
Right
Turns
behind
to
you.
look. Then turn to look at Tiberius.
Tiberius is pulling something out of the wall.
Tiberius, what are you doing?
Removing the magical protections. What does it look like?
She's just gonna start collecting books.
Are you going to read through any of them? Are you going to
Nope,
look at their
just
titles?
straight into the bag.
Are you sure?
I'm stupid.
We're not sure if we're gonna get trapped down here, so just gonna grab a few. Worst comes to worst, we'll just give it back to
Okay.
whoever becomes the king.
Just, Okay. So Freyas, as you reach out to grab one of the books, it's covered in a light layer of dust, and since you don't look over the title or anything, the moment you take a hold of it, it sticks to your hand. You shake it off, it won't come off.
Mm.
It feels like there's some sort of sticky film now attached between your hand and the book. The book doesn't even open, by the way.
Reyes, are you touching things you're not supposed to?
Apparently, Various, I think the books are trapped.
That I'm saying.
Guess I'll use my action to try to stick it to the table and remove my hand?
So you're basically just bashing your hand against the desk.
Kind of like putting the spine against the table and then trying to slide my hand off of the whatever face it's on.
Nothing happens, the book comes with your hand.
See, we're having a Charlie Chaplin moment here, as.
I honestly do not
Various
know
is
what else
going-
to do.
Okay.
Various is going to use some magic.
It's not your turn yet, Darius.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not your turn. It's okay.
I would get rid of
Save
that.
it. Yeah, save it for your next turn. Flix,
Sorry.
you're kind of scanning the room from back where you are. You can see Tibbs is taking something out of the wall panel, and you see Frias picks up a book. The book doesn't let go of their hand. They try to essentially wipe it off on the desk. Doesn't work.
I walk over to Freyas,
Okay.
Oh no.
take the hand that's got the book,
Okay.
I sprinkle some glitter on it.
The hand is now covered in glitter, as so is the book.
Ah, at least it looks good now. And I let it go.
Thanks.
You're going to kill poor Nova.
Yeah, it's like, you know, with those children's projects where you put a bunch of glue over paper and then you spread glitter over it? That's essentially what's become of the book and Frias' hand.
It's art.
It's art! And that's all you
Walks
want to
over,
do?
dumps glitter.
Yeah.
I've done all I could.
Okay. So, Rose, you kind of see all of this play out. Frias now has basically a disco ball hand.
I'm going over here.
Going over to the bed. What would you like to do here?
First things first, Rose is getting a closer look at this body on there.
Okay. The mangled corpse of the court mage is in a particular state of decomposure. It's almost as if it's been rotted in some parts while others look to have been drained away. He's wearing old, tattered wizard clothes on the top half of his body, but the other lower half, the spidery half, is almost as if everything had been brittle. Like if you reached out and touched it, you were pretty sure that the legs would crumble into dust at this point. It's been like drained. Would you like to do any specific check or roll? What specifically are you looking for?
First of all, Rose is going to see if there is, since this was the core magician, if there's any sort of like magical trinkets, artifacts, like anything that stands out still left in the body.
I would say that as you're kind of looking around the robes, you see a glimmer of what looks to be a polished blue stone, kind of partially hanging out of one of the robe pockets.
Okay. Rose is going to pull their mace out and using the handle end so as not to touch it with their own hands, they're going to carefully try to extract the stone from there.
Okay, then I'd say you're able to kind of nudge it out a little bit as it clatters to the bed before bouncing off onto the floor with a tink, 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 tink.
And so it's just a stone by itself, is not attached to anything else.
It's touching the floor.
Okay. Not seeing that anything went off when the stone fell off, Rose will then pick it up with their hand. Hello?
We hear you.
Sorry, I was coughing. I said
Okay.
you acquired a polished, shimmering blue stone.
All
Not a
right.
chip. Aw.
It's kind of small, fits in the palm of your hand, I'd say. It doesn't feel like cold or hot or anything. It's just a very pretty stone. Something that was taken care of.
Hashtag campaign needs more glacia.
Is that your action for this turn, Rose?
Unless there's anything else that I can do, then yeah, I guess that would be it then.
Tiberius, the stone that is now in your hand thrums with a small amount of residual arcane power, but you can tell that since being removed from the base, whatever was inside of it has been completely expended. You essentially have acquired, I would say, like a higher level arcane focus. So go ahead and add like a arcane focus to your sheet if you'd like.
A used up arcane focus.
Yes.
The equivalent
be-
of the mage's used hanky.
It could basically be used again for something if you plan to in the future, but yeah, you're staring at the wall panel. That's basically all that was in there that you can immediately see.
Okay. And the floor has rumbled, and people are looking panicked, and Freya's hand is stuck to a book and now shining with glitter.
Yeah, the Freya's hand is a disco ball.
Excellent. Well, I think we've done everything we came here to do. And he's going to start leaving.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are just gonna want to see as Tiff starts walking on out. Various, now it's your turn. Various.
I'm here.
It's your turn.
He's gonna go ahead and cast detect magic to figure out if this, whatever this is specifically magical that's binding.
Okay. Gotta look up the spell type. Hold on. Okay. Alright, so kind of as you're looking over the now disco ball of Freya's hand, your eyes are able to pinpoint that there is indeed some sort of magic coating the book, and also a bit of the actual desk itself. The book itself is not so much magical, is that it was coated in a sort of spell that seems to err on the form of conjuration. So you can at least gather from your know-how of magic that probably this particular book was meant to act as a decoy in case someone started pilfering through the books, and was essentially a means to sort of cast a spell, a lingering sort of spell, to pull this little prank where the book becomes stuck to the person's hand. However, what is the radius again on this? 30 feet?
Yep.
In fact, throughout most of the room, I would say, in each and every corner, you can sense something magical in various different spots. From the desk to the
Is
main
it still
bed.
the spider webs?
No, there's other strange pinpoints here. There's some on the desk, inside of it. There's some on the mage and under the mage, and something under the rug.
Is there any specific sort of magic? Like what school it is?
The one that you can feel under the rug is almost muffled, like it's being dampened in some way. You can feel something underneath the bed, and it feels as if it might be some sort of item, and you can feel a hint of nature behind it. Also, there's something in Rose's hand that has also a particular, almost abjuration type magic. Desk, on the other hand, let me look through my notes. There is 2 books that seem to stand out to you. They're sort of tucked away in the back in this little corner, but they are full of evocation and conjuration magics.
Tiberius.
What?
You turn around and see he's walking out.
Would you be willing to help our friend here with this prank? There are a few other things in here.
Oh. Is it magical? If otherwise, I don't exactly want to have that in my fur.
Yes, it's magical.
Ah.
And I'm very well aware you're particularly good at dealing with that.
I can give it a try. Freya's, come over here for a second.
And Varius is going to also look back at the desk and very carefully start trying to find what these pinpricks are.
All right. So I would say, at least on your first turn, guided by your detect magic, you're able to pick up one particular book that has a symbol on the front of it. The symbol you do recognize as evocation. The book itself does open. It is full of different patterns and spell works, but this feels like something you might need to sit down and really look over properly. You have picked up 1 librum of evocation. This particular item, if you study it for a total of 48 collective hours, allows you to learn 1 level 5 wizard evocation spell.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Dangerous.
So,
Give me 1 second. So that's 1
librum of
librum of
evocation.
evocation?
Evocation. I put that into OOC for you. Pay in mind, once it is used, it will crumble to dust.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get some fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a level 5 spell, so you can go a little bit further. Fireball's level 3.
Fireballs!
Oh, that sounds
But-
so...
Yeah, so I think that's Varius's turn, but he's going to be exploring the other things too.
Freyas, the book is still stuck to your hand and is now covered in glitter.
Thank you, Flix.
And do that is acting funny for me.
Well, she heard Varius doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doo.
Over to Tibbs.
Kneels down, holds out hand.
Oh. Flex, you're just kind of watching Porphyrius kneeling down before Tibbs.
I have a feeling what this
You
was.
just kneeling there?
They're kneeling, kind of presenting their hand.
Not what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Tiberius is not making puns.
Love it. And also you see Various is going to the actual desk itself. Picked up one thing. Rose seems to be holding some sort of blue gem. Is there anything you would like to look at or do?
There's just a bunch of books around here from the Archmages.
At least in this area, yes. Over here, of course, you got the dead body on the bed. The bed is lightly off the ground. It's also
I'm
the
gonna
rug.
go up. I'm gonna go up beside Various and start rummaging through books.
Or any of the... Did he see any others that were booby-trapped?
Not necessarily, no. That seemed to be the one that was on the top that kind of was a case of a got him moment.
Be careful,
So-
Flix. Just this part of the
Flix?
desk.
Go ahead and roll me just a random 1d20. Okay. That would be this one. So as you're kind of sifting through the books, a lot of this is nerd stuff. Most of it's nerd stuff. But as you kind of push aside the open book that's on the face of the table, you see that there is a few letters underneath it. One of them looks to be a letter bearing the guild symbol.
Oh. I'm gonna
It
open
has
that up and
been-
read it.
It is an encoded letter. It is once more covered in the guild's cipher system. But of course, at the very end of it, there is a signature, but it's not the E from before. Instead, it is an M.
Do we know of anyone in the guild with the letter M for their name?
Hmm.
Mother?
I highly doubt your mother is going by mother.
I really hope not.
That would be concerning.
Choice it.
Have you met my... No, you haven't met my mother. It would be
No, I have not.
Has anybody found any books in here with strong enough spell to put on a sack?
We're not doing the sack idea, Flix.
I'm just saying, it could work. What's more powerful than a lord?
A very pissed off lord.
That's what the sack is for.
Let's not tempt fate, please.
But I'm so good at it.
He's really good at it, yeah.
Some character named Fate somewhere else is like, hello?
Okay, so you were able to find at least the correspondence letter. Let me go ahead and mark that on my notes. Hey, Rose. There's a bit of a commotion going on behind you, naturally. You're currently holding a blue gem in your hand as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, just one there. Just finished typing something. Yeah. So seeing as how Various has been directing the others to areas of interest in the room, then Rose will. Well, then again, we'll to Various. Is there anything? Did you pin anything over here around the bed? Doing so. Did you? Is there anything that you detect around the magician or bed here?
Underneath.
Rose will kneel down and look under there.
Okay.
However,
Okay, go
I
ahead.
believe from my cursory examination that it might be of a natural magic, which is... yes. For a
So
moment
Rose-
forgot where we were.
So Rose, as you kneel down, kind of looking underneath the bed, you see that there is an old wooden footlocker that rests into the bed, as well as a long pole that looks to be wrapped up in an old tattered cloth.
Rose will, if possible, is going to pull both of those out from under there.
Yeah, you can do that.
And is going to look, first of all, to the rod.
It is wrapped. It looks to be wrapped underneath a bunch of old, tattered trappings. Do you want to unwrap it, or
Yeah, they'll unwrap it.
underneath the old tattered trappings, is a gnarled staff. It looks like a twisted, woven tree branch that has withered away and looks ready to crack and break away at any moment. There is no real leafage or anything. It just looks like a twisted tree branch. You can feel some sort of magic, but it's extremely weak, as if it's wilted away.
Okay.
This
Mhm.
is a wilted staff of the woodlands. The item is currently inert and needs to be rejuvenated before its magical properties can be reborn. So add a wilted staff of the woodlands to your inventory.
Okay. And then the lockbox is going to Rose will try to search to see if it is trapped, considering the book from earlier.
You kind of jostle it around. Doesn't seem to be trapped, but it is locked.
All right. What was it that I did last time? Does the lock, is it internally, or is it like a padlock, or does it look like it's internally locked?
Looks like an internal lock. So it's kind of set inside the box itself.
Okay. So what Rose is gonna try to do here is heat up their hand, and they're gonna kind of like. The best way to picture is they're like gonna like put one arm around the side of the box to brace it, but the other one they're gonna like press their hand and heat up into the lock to like almost like try to like thermally expand it to see if they can try to like get the jostle open that way.
Okay. Let's do. I would say roll 1d20 with your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Don't know exactly if that would count as a lockpick. Okay. So you kind of, I would say, heat up your hand and start to kind of jostle the lock a bit. There's a lot of sizzling, a lot of hissing, a lot of cracking, and a lot of popping. But as you pull your hand away, the locker itself is burned, sure, but it didn't seem to heat up the metal enough. That certainly charred the outside.
I just really need to get a damn lockpick one of these days. Yeah. Does anyone have a spare hand here?
And now, Tiberius.
I'm working on that. He's going to kind of look at the book. No, it wasn't a compliment. It's just simply the truth. No, I haven't got it soft. I'm just.
So your eyes, Tibbs, can actually see underneath the mound of glitter that has been attached to Phrase's hand.
Mhm.
Those are webs.
Yeah. Dispel magic.
And how would you describe as you do this to Phrases? Like, how would you cast the spell? I'm curious.
He's going to simply kind of wave his hand around the book and then peel off the webbing as if it was a sticker. Just.
And after you do this, the book just falls to the ground. It sounds like a hollowed out book. So it's obviously some sort of prop. There's still glitter on your hand, Phrase. You're not getting rid of that. Not anytime soon. I'm sorry.
I can't help with the glitter. That's something you'll have to figure out. Now then, I believe Rose was asking for some kind of assistance or a free hand, and as you can see, I freed yours. So I'll wait near the entrance. The rest of you do your whatever you're doing.
Yes.
So, is there anything else in this desk that he can?
Several things. You still detected another book alongside that one that was alongside it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So do you want to pick that one up?
And it's not got any of the traps.
Nope. It's very similar to the Libra that you picked up before, but this one seems to be based around conjuration. But as you pick it up, something falls out of it onto the desk itself. It looks to be an old, tattered, tea-stained piece of paper.
Oh, this is totally going to be something that's emotionally damaging. So of course we're gonna pick this up.
Okay, you have acquired a Libra of Conjuration. Same thing as the previous one that you picked up, but this one allows you to learn a level 5 Conjuration spell.
Oh,
But-
that's a mistake.
Yeah, we'll see. But the paper itself, it looks like it's been torn from a hole. It looks to be some sort of code that corresponds to different letterings. Roll me investigation. That's
Of course
enough.
not.
That's enough.
The
This,
rules are
look,
just
this looks to be part of a cipher. Only
Oh.
part of one. You have
Okay.
acquired what looks to be a broken cipher. The pages are smudged by dried blood, and only a fourth of the cipher is discernible. Perhaps finding more can complete the cipher.
He's going to look at this and slowly tuck it in his vest.
Okay.
Though Flix may see him tucking it in his vest.
Flix is not saying a word.
He's just tapping the nose.
Yeah.
Sliding it in there. Flick's giving the side eye, like, all right. Which leads us.
And I think that's Various's turn.
Alright, and... Well, yes! You're free, but you have a glitter hand now.
Yeah, it's fine. Rose called me over. I think I remember. Rose was asking for someone with a free hand.
Yeah.
Farius will come over after thanking Tiberius and just leaving the book on the floor. What you need to hit him with?
Getting this box open. I tried to heat up the lock, but it didn't take.
I do not have lockpicks. Unless you just want me to hit it with a stick.
Unless you have a very hard stick, not sure if that's going to accomplish anything.
Okay, I have a magic stick. Yeah. And even with lockpicks, I'm not very proficient with them. Though I'd rather not do anything with the books.
Okay, fair enough. Meanwhile, actually, how about this then? Would you mind taking a look at the magician's body? I am curious about what did them in. Seems almost a little too convenient that they're just laying there.
Yeah, I'll first look over the body.
Alright, how would you like to look over the body? There are 3 particular checks based on what you would like to do.
I would prefer a medicine check, just like whatever kind
Alright.
of health they're in, if they have any wounds, etc., etc.
Roll me that medicine check. That is one of them, yes. That is one of them. Lovely! Frius, as you begin to look over the body, you begin to notice the state of the joints, the arms, the actual structure of the body. It's been partially decomposing, which is pretty normal, but as you begin to look through the body, this thing has been dead for about a month now, from what you can gather. There are no external wounds, not a single one. And for some reason, this hasn't completely decomposed yet. It should have by now. You should at least be seeing some bone, or at least some complete and utter destruction of the outside tissue, but it isn't. And that kind of leads you to believe that perhaps something magical was involved. That's what your medicine check gets you.
Feverishly writing. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
Mm-hmm. So you can gather that he's been dead for about a month. There is no external wounds, and magic was potentially involved. Yeeks! You saw, I would say, did you see Varys slip something into his coat?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see it.
I do not observe. Is there anything else you would like to look at? Now, there are several small little drawers in the desk as well that you have not gone through.
Well, I might have to go through all the drawers.
One particular drawer doesn't want to open. It seems to be locked. But the one below it opens up to show a small coin purse.
And what's the desk made of wood?
Unless you do a really good investigation check, you're not sure what it's made out of. It feels like stone, looks like wood.
Let's get that in tears.
But I'd say one of them is definitely one drawer you can't open. Most of them are covered with like either old paper that has been written on, ink supplies that have been dried out, and of course one of them just has a satchel of what looks to be coins.
She's looking at spells. Be warned.
Uh-oh.
But you said the one underneath it opened up fine?
Yeah, that one has the coin purse in it.
Okay, I pull that one out,
Alright. It's a nice little hefty sack.
and I take my sword,
Okay.
and I start cutting the bottom of the other box out.
So what she's meant is she takes the entire drawer out.
And then I start cutting into the bottom of the one that's locked.
What was your sword made out of again?
I don't know.
What is it? What was your sword again? It was a long sword, I believe?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
It was given to them
I'm
by
gonna
the
roll-
positives.
I am going to roll for severity on this because something I think really funny is about to happen. Okay. As you begin to try to, I would say, pierce the bottom of it, it starts scraping like steel on stone. So everyone just hears this as you are trying to break into this thing.
Various ducks and like holds his ears for a moment.
There's a little bit of a spark. It's fine.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to open the drawer.
Silent. No, I'm joking.
Okay, fine. I'll do it the other way then. I'm going to attempt to unlock it
How would you like to?
with sleight of hand.
You can try, sure.
Does it like have an actual lock on it or not?
It's an embedded lock. Like, do you know how some drawers will have that sort of keyframe that's set into the actual drawer itself?
But like, is there a thing like you could actually like put thieves' tools in to try to unlock it with?
You could, yes.
Okay. I will attempt it.
All right,
Oh, boy.
attempt it.
I'm not a Viking at this.
Oh boy.
Oh.
You begin kind of fiddling around with it. You get some stuff to push into the hole, and you kind of click, and whatever you're using breaks.
Broken lockpicks. God damn it.
So there's just a stick of something sticking out of it now. Looking a little like it's been leveraged in there.
What are you doing?
An
Okay.
attempt was made. Also, I'm sorry, but I would say that for Various and Tibbs, you probably have some ringing in your ears from that little.
That probably hurts, yeah.
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 Just the Rose, you also heard the shrieking, but you don't have super sensitive ears, so is kind of like, aha, aha. Yeah, gotta love that tinnitus.
Mm-hmm.
Disappointed.
Okay, so I have a question.
Sure.
Is the magician's skull still attached to the body?
Yes.
Rose is casting Speak with Dead on it.
Oh, can I see the spell real quick?
No.
Yes. Give me. Okay, okay. So, Rose, you kind of reach out and you place your hand onto the corpse's head and begin to channel your magic into it. There's no life that lights up immediately in its eyes, but you can definitely tell that the spell works as you grab hold of basically its life essence. Go ahead now. Okay, nothing. Okay. So, you can ask 5 questions, Rose.
Just thinking at the moment what Freeze is thinking of watching all this, but yeah, Rose.
How do you open your desk?
Damn it.
But Rose is going to look directly at the skull then. How were you done in?
You see its jaw slightly open before you hear a hushed word of betrayal.
That's apt. Why did you betray Siegfried?
There was a long silence before simply saying, I did not betray my king. I was promised.
Ask who did.
What deal did you strike with the guild?
The outsiders said they would bring stability to Wonderland and deal with the gentries for good. They lied.
Shocker.
Did the guild kill him?
Shh.
Probably.
No, seriously, ask, did the guild kill him? He wasn't your father, Rose, he was mine.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, well, see, I thought Flex was asking about why, how did the guild kill the magician, not Siegfried? Okay.
No, Siegfried.
Well, Rose has to be the one that asked questions. And I think that's 3 so far?
Mm-hmm. Then who was it that killed your king?
The outsiders who wear blue and white. They call themselves the Guild of Magi. It was one of the brothers.
Oof. Oof.
Alright, that's 4. Who is this M you corresponded with?
The younger brother of the 3, Maris. Rose, as you hear that name, you begin to think back to your time with the guild. You remember Enel very clearly as you worked under them. Maris, however, is a name you only briefly had ever heard in passing, and often with tones of endearment from Enel. At least from what you can gather from what the corpse has said, this M, or Maris, is Enel's brother.
Rose.
But as you
Sorry, go ahead.
ask the 5th and final question, the life begins to fade from the corpse.
Rose, you would almost see Rose does this almost solemn nod and then will turn around to see Flex. And now you have your murderer.
Oh, good. I get to kill Enno's brother. This is going to be great.
Will it really help your brother get out of this jam? We have no proof of this. Simply a skull that we can't speak to again.
We can't cast that ritual again in front of their court?
I don't know, I'm not... Rose, what are you again?
It's a clerical trait, and I can only interact with what's left of their life force once.
That's a no, I bet. Probably doesn't want to come back and talk about tea and crumpets and dying again.
If that letter is in the guild's special codex, there's got to be a book around here to decipher it. There's no way the mage would have known how to read it without something.
Can I see that, please?
I'll give it to Tibbs.
And it is indeed a letter that seems to be encoded with the guild's cipher, as well as the signature of M at the bottom.
The cipher, sorry.
Oh,
So, considering this is a
Yes.
cipher and not a written language, you cannot understand it. The ciphers are completely different from written and understood languages.
Just
Yes.
making sure. Ah. He's just gonna hand it back. Well, that's useless.
well, what is it?
It's code. Probably could find something around here. Oh, it's in the...
Give it to me, please.
You'll hand it over, no problem.
Okay.
Oh, she's him. Probably...
I'm sorry, Various, for being a bit of an asshole.
It's fine.
He's going to pull out the thing that he found.
You kind of unfold this tea-stained piece of scrap paper and begin to kind of put it to the letter. And several of the letters do seem to line up, but you only seem to have a fourth of it. You're able to make out some translations, but no exact words. Not yet.
Wonderful. We need multiple of these.
Perhaps it's under the rug.
There's something under the rug. I'm not sure what.
And I say that would be Rose's turn and goes to Tibbs.
Tiberius is going to step off the rug gingerly, bend over with his thumb and forceps, grab the edge of the rug, and just daintily lift it to see what's underneath.
The rug has some resistance. There is some old, very crusty blood that kind of pulls off from the stone that seeps through. It's kind of gross. But underneath it looks to be just the stone floor.
We're Gardanians. Blood is not an issue.
Oh yeah, but it's just kind of gross that it's been dried and caked to the floor.
It's not Gardanian blood, so I might soil with, filth blood.
But
Wow.
there doesn't seem to be anything immediately under the rug.
Is there anything on the rug?
Blood.
Dried
Is
old
there-
blood and mold.
Is there any of the webbing around the underneath of the rug?
Nope.
If there's blood here, I would bet Varius's ears that there's probably some kind of hidden passageway or hidden compartment. It's a little too on the nose for it to have all this on it. And he's going to kind of toss the rug aside and just take a gander to see if he can see any obvious seams or anything like that. He's not getting on his hands and knees and checking. He's just doing kind of like scuffing the floor with his foot looking for something.
Let's see. What do I have?
As you can see, Tiberius is bringing his A game.
Yeah, you don't see anything immediately standoffish. It just looks like a stone floor with some old caked dried blood that had seeped through the rug.
Perfect. That's his turn.
Okay. This brings us back to Fleas.
Wait,
Wait, yeah, you skipped Various.
Oh, damn it. The turn order is acting funky for me. Okay. Very sorry about
Sorry.
that. Like I said, it's appearing with several people on the turnout, and I don't know why. Let me try refreshing my
For
roll
me,
20.
it's just like it's singular people.
Yeah, I see everyone like 3 or 4 times on mine. I need to refresh. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's doing.
It's okay.
Okay. Sorry about that. Go ahead, Veers. I will make do with it.
Various is going to look over to Flex. Do you want that open?
I'm sitting there, like, still scraping it with the sword. Yeah? It's like, yes?
He glances back.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
He's gonna use his action to move up. 25, 30,
Just shoves past Tibbs.
35, 40.
Let's move out of the way.
So he can't really do anything quite yet because he used his action to essentially sprint.
It's just charging into the room. You
But-
rang. That's great.
But Various is gonna. Is there anything else on the desk?
What?
Wait, what?
Jim just showed me a picture of a strap, but it's over a pile of dirt, which will do absolutely nothing when you go with a truck.
I would say there's nothing immediately on the desk. No. Flix has gone through most of the drawers, and there's only one drawer left that's been unopened, and it's the locked one.
Alright, so we're just gonna. You just hear the ominous thump thump thump.
Here comes Belua.
Oh dear.
And I think that's my turn.
Enough with this.
Did Various explain where all the magic points they saw were?
No, not yet. He's more or less. If somebody asks, he'll say he's just sort of being his usual self.
Usual grumpy bunny.
So there's nothing else we could do with the body?
There are other things, yes. As I said, there's potentially 2 more checks you can make. Medicine was one of them. You still don't know what killed him.
There's 101 things you can use a dead body for.
It's
but-
true. But you haven't, but outside of Rose popping the stone out of the pocket, you really haven't looked over the actual corpse itself. So
I do not have investigation or that great of perception, so can I use Arcana to try and distinguish?
that's one of them, yes.
Yes.
That is one of them, yes.
Checking that magic. Oh, the 3D
Nope.
dice. The 3D dice japed me. The 20 is right next to the 2.
You're kind of staring at the body. You're just staring at it. What killed you? Stare.
Grabs body, shakes it. Tell me!
Tell me! What are your secrets?
You were talking a second ago. Come on.
No, that did not beat the DC, I'm afraid. It's just old, dead, desiccated, rotted corpse with no physical wounds. Flix, here comes Belua. Here he comes.
Yeah.
Big boy.
I'm just gonna move out of the way and let Belly do her thing.
Okay. Rose, you see Freya staring hard at the corpse. Like they're trying to bore a hole through it.
Alright. Yeah, yeah, Rose is gonna follow suit and is going to stare over it intently, looking for magical signs.
So what do you want to roll for this?
I guess Arcana?
So you'd be looking for the magical means of something around him.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, go ahead, give me that.
Oh!
Jesus Christ! Okay. Yeah, you're not sure why Freya's is looking at this thing so hard. It's pretty obvious. No obvious wounds. So obviously something internal had to happen. And considering the fact that a lot of the damage looks to have been drained and rotted, you can definitely surmise that some form of necrotic or necromantic spell was used to essentially kill them from the inside out. Meaning that whoever did this basically rotted them from the inside out. Whoever had this sort of magic is probably incredibly dangerous, considering from the looks of it, it looks like the mage was still sleeping when this happened, so it was almost instant.
Alright, well, I think I figured out our COD here. Judging from the position they were in, this would have gone by the flash. They were laying here, something plunged in some kind of necromantic magic into here, maybe something that could drain this being's life, and it just sucked it out in
fact, Rose, since you got a nat 20, which was more than double the DC, the more it starts to put together again, you realize exactly what spell it was. You've only seen the spell very rarely in your time as the guild, and it was basically designated to only the upper echelons of the guild. This was power word kill.
This magician was killed by incredibly potent magic. Like, whoever casted this, and I'm starting to have a strong suspicion as to who that was then. There are only a handful of people that would have access to magic that powerful. And they know that, then they would have known precisely how to kill a Fey King as well. Meanwhile, seeing kind of hard to miss Belua coming on in. Is Belua's like he's heading towards the desk then?
Yes.
Rose is going to over there. Belua, if you have a chance once you're done assisting various, would you mind opening this lockbox with extreme prejudice? I'd appreciate it.
They look at the box, look at the desk. One big, enormous paw reaches out for the box.
They get box.
As you pick the box up, you can hear the sounds of glass jumbling around inside of it.
On second thought, why don't you take that over to the desk? Maybe Various can put a more delicate touch on that.
He's like, but I want to rip and tear.
Fine.
Okay, it's yours. Just no smashy for now, okay? Until we can get a better look at
it. Tibbs! Bellywood just kind of shoved past you to come into the room.
Yes, quite rude. So he figured out, Rose figured out how the creature died. That's wonderful. That doesn't explain all the blood on the carpet.
You're right, it doesn't.
So unless there was some kind of backflash of the spell, and it struck whoever did this, there's no reason for this blood to be on this carpet. Unless he's was a very messy eater. Which, I mean, riders, I don't know what they do, I don't know how they eat. But perhaps, maybe the carpet was just there to soak up some of the blood. enough of that. There doesn't seem to be anything important here. You seem to all have your hands full with whatever this is. If you need me, I'll remain here. There's this isn't a Tiberius type of situation.
Is there
Leans
still
against
a
the wall.
dot underneath the carpet?
There's still a bunch of dried blood, yeah.
No, I mean magic dot.
Yeah, I would say there is. Still there.
Okay.
It is Various' turn.
I think that's pretty much it for me.
Onk.
Oh, sneeze stuck. Uh-oh. Poor ass.
So what would it take to pry open a desk?
I would say it would need a really beefy strength.
I have 20 in strength.
See if it helps. Okay,
Would you say that's a beefy strength?
so how is he going about this, is the question.
He's leveraging his claws in there and starting to pry it open like a bear would.
So, very similar to how with Flix, how there was the scraping of metal against stone, or at least some sort of stone-like material. It's similar with Bellywa, but he's able to wedge his claws in there. He starts and starts to wiggle, kind of, when you get something stuck, you have to kind of wiggle it out. He's kind of doing that with the drawer. And finally, after a long little hurf, this entire drawer comes just flying out in his paws, and inside of it looks to be it's a solid mass, I would say. There's no actual inside to the drawer, but the actual solid face of it is a safe lock. You know how you have like those safes inside of hotels with inside the drawer? That's essentially what he just pulled out. But more importantly, as Belly kind of probably stares angrily into the hole, he can realize why it was stuck. This is petrified wood, and over time it seemed to have malformed, so it was actually legitimately stuck in there because of the pieces were not right.
He snorts and looks over to Flix.
And what was inside it?
Nothing. It's the
A
safe.
safe. Yeah.
Damn it!
But you got that at least. There's a bunch of scrape marks on the bottom of it from the sword. Is that all for
Various is gonna
Yep.
watch this with a cringe,
It's like, ugh.
and Various is gonna use their turn to here. Would you mind if I tried something, Tiberius?
Why are you asking me? Go on, do your thing.
We'll see if it doesn't toss me across the room again.
So what are you trying to mold?
The stone floor to see if there's something in there.
So that indeed does happen, but as you seem to try to mold the stone away, where exactly are you doing it on the rug itself? Like, where specifically?
Well, where's the dot?
It's kind of in the center of it.
So yeah, it's probably seeing if there's something that's actually in the rock work.
There is something under the rock work. It looks to be a panel that is made from a similar material. Kind of as you mold this earth away, push the stones aside. You remember the material that one waiting chamber was made out of, like that bone-like material? It seems to be below that, and whatever the glow is below that. But there's lines along this weird bone-like structure, as if it's some sort of panel.
Perhaps that makes it a little clearer for you, Tiberius.
You've uncovered it. Go ahead. Open it. I'm not going to soil my paws.
So you say it's a panel?
Looks like a panel, yes.
What exactly does that mean? Is it something like a
You know, like
weighted
how,
panel or...
like if you're looking at a wall and you see like lines that seem to outline something that possibly might open, something like that. It's in a square.
So can he mess with it?
You can try.
Okay. What I do?
What would you like to do?
Like to try and open it?
How would you like to do that?
I
How
don't
would you
know. I
like-
don't.
I mean, you could try wedging your claws in to try to get the panel to open. You could try that. Or you can find a mechanism that might open it.
I have no strength. I'm gonna have to wait for. I think Bella was just gonna get handed one thing after the other to break open.
I mean, I have no strength, but your friend does. Okay.
I think that's my turn.
Yes. Rose was able to do what you tried to do.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some. One more check.
What would you like to use?
I guess this isn't a check. Wait, did Rose already go through like their pockets and stuff?
Nope.
Ah, want to go through the pockets.
Okay, investigation, please.
Time to have a bad time.
No, it's a pretty good time, actually. You're kind of going through the old tattered robes itself. Nothing immediately stands out until you get to one breast pocket, kind of on the opposite of what the stone was in, and you pull out what looks to be a small desk key.
She's just going to hold the key, hold it up to Bellua, or like hold it up like they're pointing it at Bellua and just... Yeah.
Aw.
Wait, would it go to the safe or the actual desk?
You don't know. You could try it in multiple different spots. It looks like a pretty sturdy key.
All right. Various will go over and ask, or Bellua, can you hold that down a little closer to me?
Bellua does so.
Is first going to try the lock in the front, see if it works in that.
The key goes right on in and click as the top pops open. Inside, you find a satchel of coins that seems to bear the guild symbol on front of it.
Ooh.
Underneath that is a dagger that looks to be made out of a blue metal with a jagged blade. 3 interesting looking glass jars that seem to be filled with a strange ooze. One is an orange reddish color and is glowing. One is green with white sparkling swirls that are constantly moving inside of it. And the other is blood red, and it seems to almost be quivering inside the jar. And under all of that is a scrap of tea-stained old paper. So
Yeah, please write that, because I started.
I'm going to posting it in chat. There you go.
Ooh. Oh my god. Oh, the coins have the guild seal on it?
Yep.
Various, when you're done, at least have something for you to look at. She's going to... What? Heck with it. She's going to pocket the dagger and the 3 jars of ooze.
Okay.
Dang it, I know what those are, but I'm not sure Various does. I'll
Rose,
be
are you
very
watching?
sorely disappointed if you don't know East.
Are Rose and Flix watching for you to take these jars out?
Yeah, Rose would see Ria's taking them, but not saying anything at the moment.
What about you, Flix?
What are they taking out? Drawers?
Jars.
Jars. Frias used the key that they found on the mage to open the footlocker, and inside were 3 jars of strange colored ooze.
And there's coins in the ooze?
No, there's coins and the ooze, as well as a dagger and a piece of the cipher.
Is that
I
why
was
you can
asking.
you-
I was asking if you were paying attention to if your
I
character
just
is.
got confused trying to figure out what was going on. If there's coins
Because
in the ooze.
the reason why I say this is because Flix and Rose, as you see these jars, you both feel incredibly uncomfortable.
Okay.
Not the outsiders, just you two. Just like
So it's
seeing
something
them
with
mix your.
primordials.
It's like that feeling of your blood curdling in recoil.
Is that primordial in a jar?
Might be.
No.
Ooh.
It's a dip, like from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
It's death. No.
You know how to do enchantments?
Mm-hmm. You both can pretty much understand what exactly that is. That's primordial blood.
That's just jars of blood?
There is a reason for wanting that.
Yep.
Recall that you don't bleed, so that's pieces of someone.
So it's not actual blood then, it's literally...
No, you bleed.
You
Okay.
bleed in a sense, yes.
Yeah.
But it's
So is it
basically
like essence of primordial then?
how the guild tends to get their enchantments is they capture primordials and will break them down
Oh my
and
god.
use the properties of them, their blood essentially is what it's called, to give them those enchantments. And you're staring at 3 jars full of them. One
That
is
is-
an orange, red, and glowing. One is green with white swirling sparkling swirls. The other is blood red and is quivering inside the jar, like pulsing.
That's twisted as hell.
Yep.
And there's no way to bring them back from that state?
Nope.
Fuck.
Reyes
So-
just casually puts them in her bag.
If I remember right, there was primordials can willingly
Give it up.
like bleed in a
Mhm.
way to create an enchantment if they want to. I remember there was something about forging and
that can be
and
done,
somebody-
but the guild, on the other hand, doesn't do it with consent or any consideration for the life of the primordial. It's a case of, as I said, will it blend?
Will it blend?
For them, it's an ends to a means and they don't care.
yeah.
Woo.
Yep.
And there's a
No.
dagger in there that is the cipher?
No.
There's a sacrificial dagger that has a blue metal blade, and a piece of the cipher is also in there.
Oh, a piece of the cipher is also in there. Okay.
So you have 2 pieces of 4.
Oh boy.
You left
We
the
can decipher
in-
like 2 parts of the letter.
Yeah, you can. And that was in the footlocker.
Lovely. We need to find the last 2 pieces of the cipher.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be your turn.
Okay. Flix, seeing those jars of ooze just makes your skin crawl like. Ugh.
I know nothing about what that means, but I don't like it.
Mm-mm.
So we've got 2 of 4 pieces. There's got to be 2 more pieces in this room somewhere.
Somewhere, indeed.
Let's see here.
There's this.
There's what? Sorry.
There's a thing here that might be able to be opened with force.
Like on the dresser or the desk? I mean.
Under where the rug was. He's
There's like
got like a panel that can possibly be pried open.
What does it look like it's made of?
God damn it!
It's the exact same material that was in that patient's room, so it looks like polished bone. It's too smooth to be real, essentially.
I think this is stronger than bone.
I'm gonna hop up really quick just to check the front.
Yeah, go check a package. You're gonna guiding bolt the floor.
Yes.
Yeah, you guiding bolt it, and something interesting happens. As it hits the panel, it reflects off of it onto the ceiling, and you kind of see it go back and forth, bung, 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 bung. Basically a light pinball bouncing off the panel onto the ceiling, onto the panel, onto the ceiling. Yeah, that's happening now.
Oh, that's so annoying as toast.
What?
It's a, it's like the pinball thing, like when a pinball gets stuck like between the bumpers going back and forth. It's like, it's actually not great because if you keep it going, the solenoid that propels it will eventually burn out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's just happening now between the floor and the ceiling. It's not stopping.
Huh, that's different.
What were you trying to do exactly, Flix?
To see if it would open.
I'd say it probably will last for one round before it fizzles out.
See if I can open the floor.
Yeah, you got
I didn't expect it to have a magic shielding, but apparently this place is weird.
All this person did was magical protection.
Yeah, but you took out a crystal to remove it all.
No, I removed the other stuff outside. This is his personal stuff. The castle is completely defenseless right now.
It is. Indeed it is. So is that your turn, Flix? You're just kind of watching this light show ping pong?
Unless I can flip the body, yes.
So I came back to the castle is completely undefended?
Yeah, it is. Huh, think about, what about that? Sure, it's fine. Gross!
This is fine.
Alright. Was going to go check that panel, but not while, Guiding Bolt Pinball is still happening. Rose will, however, wander over to the desk here. Is there either of the pile of books or any portion of the desk that looks like it has not been touched by the others yet?
It's pretty much been combed over by everyone.
Okay, well,
The only part that hasn't been is the safe inside the drawer that Belua is holding.
Alright, well, considering where Belua's headed next, Rose is going to slap a hand on one of Belua's loins and is going to cast Enhance Ability and give him both strength.
You're giving Belua's loins bull strength?
I'm not gonna make a joke.
I'm sorry I had to. It was just too perfect.
I'm an adult. I swear I'm an adult. Okay. Is that your turn, Rose?
Yeah, that's a turn.
That's a turn, all right.
He's just gonna keep standing by watching the madness happen.
I mean, they're looking for another piece of the cipher. Tiberius is just going to kind of put his head against the back of the wall he's leaning on and just stare at the ceiling at this point.
Just watching the pinball.
Yep, just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
How many times before it fizzles out?
Exactly.
Let's find out. There he
Oh,
is. Sorry, go ahead.
They want physical force to open the thing, and there's a current magic death ball going up and down. It's just like, you know what? No.
Yeah. There he is.
So is the safe open?
No, you haven't opened the safe yet.
Time to open the safe.
1, 2, 3. Crunch.
And then
The
press
advantage?
another one. Come on.
No, he's like scraping his claws over it, trying to find like a leverage point to get his claws kind of in the grooves of the safe. But all he does is scratching the surface. He's trying. His hands are too big.
He got the big hands.
He got the
He's
big
gonna-
hands.
Oh.
Go ahead.
So the key didn't open the safe?
The key opened the footlocker, but you haven't tried the safe. It's still kind of sticking out of the footlocker.
Okay, he's gonna set it down.
Okay.
And it looks like he's getting ready to... You know how you can have a fist and then put your hand around that fist and you sort of raise it up?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Various is gonna look over this panel and see if there's any less obvious ways to get it open. And what death ball it was being talked about?
So, you know the guiding bolt flick shut off. It's
Yes.
bouncing off the panel onto the ceiling, bouncing back to the panel. It's basically ping-ponging from the panel to the ceiling.
Ah, I see.
Yeah! It's gonna last for a whole round, so...
Does it look like there's other ways to possibly open this?
There might be, you don't know.
Well, what can I roll to maybe look into that?
As a DM, I would say maybe something with the wall panel might have something to do with it.
No.
She means what can she roll character-wise so her character can figure out what to do? Like insight or something.
Investigation or straight intelligence.
Investigation.
The book smarts.
All right.
Investigation.
So, thanks to the guiding bolt, you can actually see a bit more underneath the floor since it is like a little
I
bit
help.
hollowed out. And you occasionally, whenever it bounces back, you see a burst of light, burst of light, burst of light. You can see that there is something on the panel. It looks to be some sort of mechanism, a hinge mechanism that is going back toward this wall under the floor.
All right. So he'll just start heading over that way.
Okay.
But for now, I think that's my turn.
Yes.
She's going to hold a hand up to Belua first. And going to try the key in the thing.
Okay. Belua, how do you react to this?
Can you repeat that?
How does Belua react to Frias trying to use the key on the safe while they're kind of about to pummel it?
They pause and wait because they don't want to crush their friend or wreck their hands.
No.
Right, so you use the key on the safe?
Yeah.
It pops right open. Inside looks to be a sheet of paper. Inside of it looks to be a piece of paper that has a small diagram on the inside of what looks to be an indent in the wall and an arrow pointing to the lower right-hand back corner. That's what's inside.
Various, I think I found exactly what you might have already figured out. She'll pull out the piece of paper and hand it to Various.
He'll take it, and does this look like what he's about to...
Yep. It seems to be pointing to a specific spot on the back end of the panel that's in the wall, as if signifying to push down on something.
Ah. Okay.
And then Various is going to go over here and wait for it to pop open while watching the light show.
And Bella was like, oh,
Always check the
who's
drawer as a
gonna
weapon.
have fun.
So you can still
Do you
technically
want me to
crush it.
lock it again?
Not the same.
Okay.
No. And since it's Flick's turn, and since they were the one that cast Guiding Bolt, it begins to fizzle out as the death ball vanishes.
1, 2, 3. Oh.
I would say it probably bounced. Do me a random 1d50 there, Tibbs. How many times did it bounce?
5.
5 times? Okay.
Very slow.
Damn.
So what do you want to do now, Flix? Various seems to be onto something.
All right. I'll ask Various if there's anything I can do to help him.
With a moment. Would you be willing to... I don't seem to see any signs of a trap. At least not a magical one, so if you'd like to do the honors.
Okay.
Motioning to where it said to press.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll look for the spot, and he'll...
Kind of reach your hand in there, and on the lower right hand corner of the back panel, you kind of push forward, and it does indeed have some give. In fact, you all kind of hear it as Flix pushes down on this back panel. You're and Freya, since you're standing right next to it, you literally see the panel fly open in front of you.
Hopefully not in my direction.
No, it kind of is like on a hinge and opens from your direction over here. It's like, phoom.
Oh, good, my feet are intact.
You guys are doing very good at this. Wonderfully done. Is there one more then?
But more importantly, Flix, as you're looking back there, as you kind of pull your hand back, the panel comes off a little bit, and there is a piece of paper sticking out of it.
I'll pull out the paper carefully, not to rip it.
It looks like a tea-covered, stained piece of paper that's been ripped from another hole.
Okay, I'll just be careful to not tear it anymore and pull it out so we can look at it.
Okay. It has various different letterings on it, different from the other scraps of paper that you guys have also found. You found piece 3 of 4 of the guild cipher.
Woohoo! One more to go.
Gross.
Well, since it's now open, Rose is walking over and peering in.
Inside looks to be another footlocker, but this one doesn't have a lock on it.
Rose will pull out the footlocker and inspect it over then. Is there any... And we'll go ahead and investigate it to see if there's anything that looks like an opening point or anything that would signify to how you would access it.
It's a pretty standard hinged footlocker, so you don't need to make a roll for it. It's pretty obvious it just opens from the top up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll open it then.
Inside, there's a few things in there. There is a rather large old journal. And kind of under the journal, as you move it to the side, it seems to be in, like, it's more of a personal, like, style journal, I would say, with kind of a binding over the top and a little belt buckle lock. There are 3 strange-looking ingots, square rectangular objects that have a bizarre chrome-like appearance to them. But as you look at them, they almost seem to glitch a bit in reality, as if having trouble maintaining their form. You see next to those a satchel, a very large satchel of what you would assume to be gold, but you haven't looked inside of it. An interesting letter with a language that you're not quite familiar with, next to and packaged with underneath a piece of ribbon, a golden ticket-looking thing. And under all of that, there is the last tea-stained scrap of paper.
Alright. So, first things first, Rose pulls out the journal and almost shoves it into Freya's arms. Start combing through that. And then is going to open the satchel and look in there.
Inside of the satchel is a total of, at least you can gather, at least 5,000 gold coins. And buried among the coins is a small, sitting effigy of a golden lion. The lion has a hint of magic to it.
Various, you still got that medallion on you?
Yes.
Rose will pull out the lion effigy and flash it towards him.
That is definitely the pinpoint of magic that you were seeing, Various.
I think. Is that everything now?
That's everything.
And now the room has been picked clean.
Right. Is this another Gardenian artifact?
It bears the similar uncanny relation to the medallion, yes.
Alright. I also found another scrap here then, so I think we can finally start putting that cipher together.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah, and that's
Well, get to it.
Alright, which one do you want to work on deciphering first?
I'll let the learned people do this.
I guess in that case, Rose is, since it was the most recent one they found in here, then it's going to start with the letter that was signed by M.
By M. As you guys begin to put the pieces of the cipher together, kind of pushing the pieces and kind of matching them up to all the letters, you take some time to at least decode the message that was here in the chamber. Eventually, it reads, Damien, we've received our query and agree that the Alliance is of the most utmost importance. However, we require proof of your conviction in order to allow you access to our resources and knowledge banks. We request that you make alliances with the local gentry populace and put them into a contact with our mutual contact. As it stands, the Crown of Wonderland is a major obstacle in one of our many entry points into the planar sphere. We've included 3 jars of primordial blood of different attunement types should they need convincing. Use them as bargaining chips. We look forward to your progress. M. Go ahead and copy the letter.
Was it being read out loud?
There we go. That is the entire letter for you.
Chippy had a question.
What was the other question? Hello?
Hmm?
Did someone ask a question?
Was this being read out loud by Rose?
That is a good question, is it?
Rose, yes. Since Rose is the one doing it, Rose would start reading this out, and especially as they reach the portion regarding the primordial blood, the letter starts to tremor in their hands. Like, you definitely see there are twinges that they are trying to hold back, but not doing a very good job of.
Right, well, that proves at least something. Still doesn't say the king. I guess our next stop is to talk to the gentry populace for their mutual contact.
You did find a different letter, but it's not in the guild cipher. Written in a strange tongue, this letter looks to be written with elegant blue tinted paper with a butterfly embroidery.
Butterfly embroidery. Who found that?
It was found inside the footlocker under the floor.
Can that one be read?
Does anyone here know Sylvan?
I do.
Then yes, you would be able to read it. Who one wants to?
We'll take a look at the note.
Flex, as you open this particular note on the blue paper with the butterfly embroidery, it seems to be under the penmanship of a gentry known as RM. It reads, Damien, the meeting went well. I am pleased. But your offering is unneeded. Instead, we request a living trade-off. You get us into Wonderland undetected, and we'll agree to your deal. See you soon.
That's
You can definitely tell that the date on this is several years ago.
several years ago.
This particular letter.
Not living anymore. Might have been traded off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, RM is ringmaster, obviously.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty easy to put
Someone
together.
who was alive before.
Yes, I know. I'm getting it.
Sure. Need a bit of a push.
And then there's.
I think you're about to get hit.
You think?
But that would mean that this court mage would have been the one that would have brought Flix in the first place.
Yep. Potentially. There's also the
No
journal
worry
to
about
read. Also the journal that needs to be deciphered, which is in the guild cipher as well.
So, what we've understood is this guild mage has been working with the enemies of Wonderland for quite some time, right?
Yep.
There, we can pin everything on him. Mystery solved, we can all go home. Not home, but back to the place where Rose's other part of themselves is that we currently reside in.
Did you want to try to decipher anything else?
You said there's a journal?
There is a mage's journal, yes, that's also written in the guild cipher.
Freyr's was looking for that one.
Okay,
Oh,
Freya?
Freys was handed it, and she doesn't have the cipher, so
Well, we have all the pieces of the cipher, so
Yeah,
we
you
should
all
know-
have access to it.
Yeah.
It's story time, everyone.
Alright. So Freya says everyone's going over the letters. You decide to crack open the journal and begin working on the cipher. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to translate. The Mage's Journal details several passages of their discontent with the crown and their family, discontent for their position and desire for power, details on getting in contact with an outside source in the material plane calling themselves the Guild. In exchange for power, they want to gain influence in Wonderland and put the gentry in rule. Writings about contacting the Spring Monarch as they carry a similar discontent with the current monarchy, believing Siegfried to be ill-fit to rule. They seem to have their own plans, but neither can act without a cohesive plan. Correspondence with the guild continues, and they offer a means to stage this assassination, a blade enchanted with the Fire Lord's own blood. Archibald, the Spring Monarch, happily accepted the weapon, and the court mage took the wards down long enough for the deed to be done, but only briefly, so scratched out page. Another page, mostly damaged in some past struggle. They wanted one of the sons. I'm sorry.
I have a question.
Yes.
How the hell did they get the Fire Lord's blood?
It's the old Fire Lord. Remember, he got offed.
And also sometimes
Okay.
so something that happened in the previous campaign is we did a favor for Leonard, and I can't remember who asked for it, but one of the characters did get as a reward their blood. So if you do favors for the Lord, sometimes they're willing to give up a little bit of that.
Okay. So, but do we know like if this is particularly the old dead one or Leonard?
You don't know.
Depends how long ago.
It's the worrisome part. If it's Leonard's, that's not good.
You can at least tell that many of these passages have been many years in contact. And at least for the knowledge, especially for Rose, Leonard has only been on the throne for about 5 years in primordial time. Not very long.
Okay, so Leonard's very new then.
Leonard's very new, so you can at least surmise from at least the timeline of events it must have been the old Fire Lord.
Okay.
Because they've been at this for a while, according to their correspondence. Probably
And was
longer.
the old Fire Lord killed by the guild?
Can you repeat that?
Was the old Fire Lord killed by the guild?
Yes, in fact, that's actually part of canon AE. That was done by Leonard and his brother by accident. This
They
was
were
explained
the
in the
guild
duel chapter.
Ah, okay.
That was what made Phineas go turncoat against the guild. Because doing so killed the old Fire Lord, but also turned Leonard into the new one.
Yeah.
In other words, it killed his brother.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially, yeah. And kind of made him open his eyes to what the hell was going on.
Usually takes a family member dying. Dumb
Mhm.
deal.
Wow.
I mean, it's very...
So now we have
Yeah.
proof that it was the Spring Monarch.
Yes.
Yeah. In the court mage's
Oh,
own
that
writing.
bastard.
In the court mage's own damn writing.
Yeah, let's go arrest him.
Before we run off willy-nilly like this, Freya, are you capable of scribing this into another book in case an oopsie happens and someone happens to destroy the original?
Opens up her personal book and starts writing.
Thank you. The
And
first
then
thing I
the
do is I
actual
remove all
journal.
evidence of
No eating the book.
But now as this information comes to light, your evidence of the burns in the throat now begin to make a bit of sense.
that was one time and it was a spell. I won't be doing it again. It tastes
Mm.
horrible.
It was a horrible way to try and study.
Worked. Passed that exam. That being said, let's just wait for Freya to be done transcribing these letters into her personal journal, and then we can head up and speak to that
Let's just
Pendrag
let's just
individual.
arrest the Spring Lord so that we can get my brother out of jail.
If we're dealing with political idiots and political non-faisans,
We have proof.
they'll destroy the proof as soon as we bring it up and be like, oh, what a shame, if only you had some kind of way of having a backup. And we'll go, right here, you stupid idiot.
Except they won't accept the backup because it could have been written by anyone.
They... I believe there's magic spells to identify this.
You don't just go up and say, this is the proof to the person that you're accusing.
Well, that seems to be what you were planning on doing.
No, we're going to arrest him because we have the proof.
And who are you going to have arrest one of the monarchs?
Me.
You
Sire.
The sire and... Oh god, it's been so long I gotta search for the name
Pendragon.
of Pen.
Dragon.
Yes, Lionheart and
And
Pendragon.
Pendragon.
We show this to them. They have the authority to arrest.
Well, hopefully they're not paid off then. But go, let's finish. Ferris, are you finished yet?
I would assume so.
You are no longer in turn order.
Right. We got what we were looking. We got what we came here for. Let's just get the hell out of here.
Finally. Tiberius is going to leave.
All right. So, Tibbs, as you step out into the hallway, you realize that the temperature of the hallway has increased significantly.
Hmm.
Shit.
Hmm.
It's going to be a little uncomfortable crossing the bridge this time. I believe that, due to the fact that the defenses have been removed by some handsome yet poorly made decision individual,
Freya is
will
going to
be-
shut him up by putting the original book in his arms and going, "You're going to be carried along with Varius by Belua, and hopefully nothing's on the ground for you guys to burn on." And she's going to walk right past him.
Well, you heard it, Belua. Up we go.
Uppies?
No, not uppies.
All the uppies.
I will never do uppies.
Appease! Appease!
As Rose steps into the hallway, do they feel that the rise in heat is via magical means?
No, but the ground is starting to rumble under your feet as if something's moving. Something big.
Alright. Ready yourself, people. I think this is about to get messy.
I'd ready myself, but I'm waiting for Bellula to get in position.
Oh.
Oh,
Right, go ahead and stop right there, Freydis.
yeah.
Yeah. Let's wait for him to catch up. About to that point, the rumbling has gotten more severe. Something is moving under in the lava. Tibbs, as you're kind of rounding around the corner, the chains are gone. The rumbling continues to a point where, from the very center, something gets fired up from the lava, and it looks like some sort of sword as it lands shortly afterwards and gets stuck in the ground.
Uh-oh.
Metatron, is that you?
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. That went so well.
So you literally just saw this sword get flung out, shoot up in the lava, and then hit the ground over there. Stuck into it.
Oh boy.
Are we gonna be fighting Meta Knight?
You're free to move again.
Belua's gonna reach down and grab Tiberius.
Flix, are you keeping up with the group?
Yep.
Yeah,
As long as he doesn't grab Tiberius by the ears.
One
Freydis,
second.
as you get closer to the lava, looking down, the skeleton that was there is gone. But something is moving under the lava. You can see the waves occasionally moving and churning.
Belua's gonna just grab him by the back of his coat. And then, Varius is gonna climb up.
We may have a new friend. Everyone be very careful over this pit.
Big ones.
Flix,
Yes?
you still got that, that magic chainmail you found earlier?
Yeah, I think so.
You wouldn't happen to have any use for it, would you? Now seems like a good time to ask.
No?
Wasn't it sized for a dwarf? Or am I thinking...
No, it was a cursed chainmail that I believe gave +2 to AC, but reduced you by 5 hit points.
Oof.
It made you tougher to hit, but made you take more damage, essentially.
Yeah, I'll hand it to Rose.
Yeah. Well, not the first time I worn a cursed artifact, but some risks are worth taking, and
Just so you know, it does not require attunement. You don't have to bind yourself to it.
yeah, Rose is going to slap that puppy on.
So you are now equipped with the Tainted Mithril Chain Shirt. Add +2 to AC, but reduce your maximum health by 5. And also functions as normal chainmail.
Okay, that smarts a little bit, but better safe than never.
It feels like it took a little bit of your life force the moment you put it on.
And
Forever! Yay!
I continue moving now.
Continue moving, go ahead.
What do?
Belua's gonna be wings out, and once they have some room up into the air.
Mm-hmm. And it's a pretty tall ceiling. It's a large cathedral-like area. More importantly, there seems to be a door. The door that you come through here has been closed.
Gosh darn it! Of course.
Doop.
Not only that, but the longer you remain in this chamber, it seems the heat is gradually rising.
Can Freya's get anything like identifying from the sword?
You can use Identify on it, but from just looking at it, it looks like a sword that is... The blade itself is glowing, pulsing almost, but not in a calm manner. Sort of the same way as anger might pulse inside of someone who is feeling angry. It's almost thrumming with that kind of energy. It's stuck in the ground.
Oh, dang it, I only have it as ritual cast. Rose, stay by me. Try to have Bellua open the door. Flix, are you coming? So while Bellua does their thing, we'll try to be on frontline defense, since at least us three can take the heat a little better.
So is Belly going to try to open the door? Oh. I think the package may have come.
Special delivery.
Special delivery. Should go down right layer.
So what is
Yeah.
it exactly? It's just simply a sword, isn't it?
Some kind of glowing sword. It's pulsing quite aggressively.
Well, don't touch it.
Wasn't planning on it.
It doesn't have any eyes sticking out of the sword, is there?
Oh god, it's shoo-shoo.
No. Nothing you can see.
Okay, good. So it's not Soul Edge.
No. But you can definitely feel something radiating off of it. It's not friendly. Wait, no Jin. That's fine.
Can Rose do some kind of maybe an Arcana check to see what kind of enchantment may be on it?
You can, sure. Rose, since you kind of try to suss out the magic of this, kind of hover your hand over it, trying to take in this energy and trying to find out what exactly it is, you're suddenly hit with a backlash of just rage and anger, something pulsing with vengeance. It craves violence. It's a powerful sword. You could definitely get that, but it definitely feels cursed.
Yeah, Rose just like stumbles back into Frieza's arms.
No problem, Jane. That's fine.
Okay, let's not touch that if we can help it.
Right, so
What is it?
The plan is Freyas, Flix, and Rose are going to be frontline defense for whatever tries to pop out of the lava, and Belly was going to try getting the door open.
So speaking of the lava, as Belua turns to begin working on the door, something begins rising from the lava itself. The first thing that comes up looks to be a pod claw that rises and rests itself on this edge first, and then a second, before something massive begins to rise. sports a mane of flaming, bright hair that is basically essentially flames. It's sort of caking its entire body and the back of all 3 heads. This-
Cerberus, buddy, old pal. Oh,
Grumpy!
It
No,
begins
not
to
Puppy.
rise from the lava as if it's not initially coming after you, it's just trying to get out of the lava pit. Pulling
Eat it,
itself.
Prius. Eat it.
Kind of trying to pull itself out of the lava.
Get the form. Eat it.
Oh my
I'd
god.
I'd like to pull a Weird Al Yankovic and eat it.
Bear in mind, this thing is gigantic.
Eat it. Eat.
Around both of its necks are large chokers. You can probably guess that's where the chains originally were connected their tips.
Why are you bringing this on me? It's a complete mystery how this happened.
So yeah. You guys all see this thing rising from the lava. What do you do?
Perhaps singing it a song will make it quiet, Flix.
Maybe we should just run.
The door's sealed.
Alright. I will
Sweet
sing it a
goose.
lullaby.
Sure. At this point, it seems to be more occupied with trying to get up out of the lava.
I'm
What if
gonna
we
sing
helped
it a
it?
lullaby. The lullaby of its people.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Let me do
The
some-
lullaby of its people!
Let's see if it notices. 2 of the heads seem to notice and begin looking at you. But the lullaby doesn't seem to work. All it's done is attract the attention of 2 of the heads, while the middle one seems to be more focused on getting out of the pit.
I see.
But
This
Flix-
one's name is not Fluffy.
But Flix, as you're,
Lullaby's not working!
as you're staring at it, Flix, trying to play the music, it doesn't seem aggressive.
It's a good boy?
I knew it.
Again, it seems to only be trying to struggle to get out of the pit.
Oh,
Mm,
So you know, like how those things when dogs are trying to get out of the pool, scraping the claws against the side? That's essentially what it's trying to do right now.
may Freyas go to the edge and look for the chains?
Sure. You don't see any chains.
So it's just struggling to try to get up.
Yes.
I need to Google my wild shapes. Hold on.
Tiberius,
Yes.
would that mage have yours be able to hoist this sword up?
I could try and lift it with mage hand. Why?
Well, it got kicked down here for a reason. I wonder if there's some connection between it and this creature. Maybe if moving it around, try to see how it reacts to it.
And if I were to pick it up and the giant canine tried to devour me with my magic hand?
Well, right now it's... I wouldn't quite say docile, but if things start getting out of hand, the 3 of us are up here. I mean, you just can stay back there while you're moving that sword about.
Strength of 2 is better than mage hand to live, so he's going to summon one of the servants from his family
Dear-
relations.
Dear old daddy.
Quiet you. They go and try and
Make sure
have
it's
it
under
lift, pull
your-
up that sword there. Should be fine. Strength of 2, right?
There you go.
This isn't the aberration. This is the unseen servant, so it's a ghost.
Ooh, spooky ghost. That lifts the sword out of the ground.
Right? It's out of the ground.
So,
Now what?
as the sword is lifted out of the ground, all three heads immediately snap to the sword. The ears pin back, and its fangs are bared as all three heads start snarling at that sword.
Gross.
Okay, well, that does prove that theory there.
Do you have a way of destroying this thing?
With the Arcana roll from earlier, does Rose know if the sword would be destructible?
Oh, I would say no. You don't know. But you do see that the snarling hound, all three maws are opening up, and you can see flames are starting to churn inside of each of their throats. And they're all focused on that sword.
Rose is going to grab Flix and pull both of them towards the south.
Yeah, that's by me.
So does the unseen servant have a dex roll?
Let me just check the spell here.
I think your unseen servant is dead.
Yeah.
Because this thing is all three heads just unleash this 30-foot cone of fire. And that is a...
Hey, man.
The DC?
He has like 1 hit point, so...
You just see this
Nice
blast of fire. Just... And the sword's still standing, but it's back in the floor and now heated up like it's red hot. Your poor unseen servant poofs out of existence as I think that'll be a good time to take our 10-minute break. So yeah, go take your 10-minute break, guys, as stayed out a puppy.
Sounds good. I'm gonna put the kids to bed. Be back.
Yeah, go put in bed. I'm gonna get my more water. I can talk.